Obviously, you were part of that great LSU team that might have been the greatest team in the history of college football, and this was a weird and wild search that landed upon Lane Kiffin. What were your thoughts about, first of all, how your alma mater handled the situation?
Well, I think the divorce of Brian Kelly just kind of drove everything into fruition for LSU. I think that coming off of that just ugly, just transition of, no playoff appearances, one SEC championship appearance, you need more. LSU is always going to demand more. It's the number one brand in college football. You needed a home run hire, and, they swung for the fences and they shot it out the park, and Lane Kiffin was the guy for them, and they got him.
So you think this was a home run?
I do. I believe so. At first, if you saw my socials a little bit, I was a little against the fact. I didn't think he was going to come, honestly, Trey.
Yeah.
I thought Lane was one of those guys that, hey, maybe he was going to stay and create his own narrative at Ole Miss and kind of create that legendary stature of being the guy, and we're going to build a statue outside the vault for him. But, Nick Saban being the mentor he is to Lane and telling him that, hey, you're not going to get the resources you'd get at LSU that or that you'd get at Ole Miss that you would get at LSU. And LSU is just, like I said, the number one brand. They're going to pull in the best recruits in the country. And financially, LSU is the best of the best in college football. Nobody's going to be able to compete with them from a roster construction standpoint to just being able to compensate him as one of the highest paid coaches in America right now.